Hello everybody and welcome back to Screen Stars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2019 science fiction drama The Room, a film that is directed by Christian Volkmann and it stars Olga Kurylenko, the former Bond girl, and it also stars Kevin Janssens. Now, apart from the unfortunate title here, which it shares this title with the unfortunate film The Room starring Tommy Wiseau. This film obviously has no connection to that at all, so I think they probably should have put a little bit more thought into the title of the film. However, there is no getting away from it that this film is in fact about a room, and it focuses on a young married couple, Kate and Matt, who move into this kind of dilapidated country type house, and they soon discover that there is a room in this house that if you ask for something in this room, primarily an object, it will be given to you. It will just appear, bizarrely. And so therefore they decide they're going to have a lot of fun with this. And as you can imagine, they ask for money, they ask for wonderful clothes and food and champagne and everything you could imagine. There's a whole sequence of them having an absolute ball with this and asking for every dream that their heart desires. However, it all comes at a cost. And what they also decide to do, well, certainly Kate does, is they've had two miscarriages fairly recently, and she's too scared to try again, so therefore she asks the room for a baby, and lo and behold they are given a baby. However, the truth about this room soon becomes quite clear. Matt does a little bit of investigating, a bit too late in my opinion, but he does it anyway. And he discovers that there is a high price to pay for all these things that you ask for from the room, as you can imagine. Now, this is quite a unique film in many ways. It's I genuinely don't think this film is for everybody. I think there are aspects of it that will annoy some people, and by that I mean it's a little bit self-indulgent, tries to be a little bit more too intellectual than it should be, and it takes itself way too seriously at times. But there's no getting away from it. The subject matter is very, very interesting, and I've not really seen anything like this before. Yes, it's frustrating, the fact that you don't really ever get an explanation. All you seem to get is it seems like the house, and certainly this room, is like coated with all these strange wires, and so you never really get this explanation as to why these things are happening, and for me, it's just it's almost like it's too unbelievable. Now, if it was a cheap, low budget, like cheesy film, you can kind of forgive it, you know what I mean? But it takes itself way too seriously here. So the subject matter, it takes itself quite seriously, so therefore you take the film seriously, and therefore it stands out even more that the subject matter is completely ridiculous. There is a couple of exposition scenes that are just ridiculous, even though it doesn't really give you an explanation as to why it's happening. It kind of gives an explanation from someone who's previously lived in the house, if you like. That Matt goes and visits, and he gives them another phone call later just to conveniently drop some more exposition for them in regards to the problems they're having with the child that they asked for. And it's just, there's a couple of stupid things happening in the film. For example, when they first move into this house, the room where they the room that they want to get into, if you like, is blocked by all this furniture, and it's been papered over as this room, as if to say, keep out. So when the first few days after they move in, Matt clears away all his furniture, and then he discovers that there is actually a kind of a secret room there. And then conveniently, the key to get into that room was hidden in all that rubble outside the room. Now, to me, if someone was trying to keep you out of this room, you could do a better job. You could wall it up for a start, not just cover it with furniture and then paper over it, and then leave the key conveniently in the rubble. There's ways and means to keep people out of that room. You could have walled it up and basically buried that key 250 miles away in a desert somewhere. So there are problems in regards to logics in the film, but it's got great performances. I think that both leads do a good job. It leaves you with some interesting moral decisions, and it's a very, very clever idea. I just think sometimes the execution kind of let it down. So I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. It's certainly watchable, and it's very, very different. And I think there are some out there that will really, this film will really strike a chord with. I'm somewhere in the middle with it. So that's my review for The Room. Thank you for watching, everybody, and of course I'll see you next time for more reviews on Screen Stars.